If y'all follow me on social media, you know that you can't slander the good name of Nami and get away with it. I'm there, I'm protecting all of y'all, and you gotta say it with your whole chest. Everyone in this video that I'm gonna criticize, I highly just recommend and invite you to an open discussion about Nami. I think so many people in the One Piece TCG, regardless of how many serials and stuff you've won, you genuinely don't know what you're talking about when it comes to Nami. You don't. You like a lot of One Piece players, 90% of One Piece players that do not play Nami do not know what they're talking about with it. They don't understand fundamental game design. They literally show me that they haven't played another TCG out there, which shows me that they have no experience with alternate win cons. And I'm calling all of them out. You don't know what you're talking about. And I'm going to highlight a tweet here. You probably saw it on the thumbnail already. And it looks like the user themselves, like probably like they purposefully kind of made it to bait people based on like kind of some replies. So that's perfectly fine. But I think a lot of people took it really seriously and they just started talking about Nami and how it's bad for the game, bad for design, and like they're blaming the leader instead of like Bandai for bad game design in general. Like, I don't know, just a lot of players that just don't know what they're talking about. And they're just sorry babies. Like, I'm gonna be straight up with it. Like y'all really telling on yourselves. Y'all really telling on yourselves. Okay. Anyway, let's hop right into the tweet because we're about to talk some smack. So this right here is the tweet in general. If you go on my profile, I actually retweeted it and said like, oh, blue check mark plus, you know, wrong opinion, just regular bait. Like ultimately we ended up finding out that, especially down below in the comment, this was a Pokemon TCG copy pasta. I read it through and, you know, they don't completely agree with the statement, but there's some elements to it. Fair to say Nami is very polarizing. I can agree that Nami is very polarizing. I think the original statement that Nami is terribly designed leader that removes a huge part of what it takes TCG to be amazing to play at a high level. Too many players skill top player skill expression goes out the window. Anyone can do well with Nami, just counterattacks, mill, deck, dumb, law is best. So we know that this is copy pasta. So the original, like the OP is, you know, they know what they're doing with that. But I'm gonna go to the quote retweets and call out a lot of creators. And you'll feel free to tag them down below. Feel free to add them because all of you should get off Twitter, stop typing, get your Twitter fingers off the internet, hop on a video with me and have a back and forth with me because some of y'all don't know what you're talking about. Okay, and I'm gonna be straight up. This is from someone who's been playing 10 years of Magic, a game that actually has good card design and alternate win conditions and how to handle them. Get on a video with me. Let's talk about it. Anyway, let's go to post engagements. Anyway. Dex okay, so Russell, let me see this. Dex toxic, very skillful to pilot, skill checks your opponent, and most players don't know how to count, so they fail to check. Near auto wins some meta decks for a lack of tools available to the color. Terrible design game without a side deck. Okay, half of this is true. Okay, Dex toxic, subjective, very skillful to pilot. Yes, skillful checks on your opponent. Near auto wins against some meta decks that lack tools available in the color. It's just gameplay patterns. This is telling on people. This is people who genuinely don't understand how to play the game. There are leaders in this game that are bad, right? They don't get enough support, which is a fundamental design flaw. But then there's also ways that you can play around this. Like, I think at a base level, if you starve the Nami player and just advance your board state and don't attack, and then just start swinging big with like a big board and 11Ks, 90% of the time you'll win. Like, that is a free tip to all of you. You genuinely don't know how to play the game. Like, it's not near auto wins for some meta decks. If you are a meta deck, you have a win rate against Nami. Nami is a skill check because you don't know how to play the game. You don't know what you're doing. Just anyway, terrible design to game without a side deck. Sideboarding, I'd be down for it. So, Curo TCG. I agree Nami is quite annoying. I just hate the fact that you can't play around its triggers. See, but that's the thing though, that's the whole point. You shouldn't be able to play around its triggers because Nami is an archetype that is designed for its triggers. Yellow, you can play around beige, Amaru, zero cost, whatever. Nami should draw 2 mil. Why would you want to play around this? Are you going to play around the fact that your opponent draws a card every turn? I don't understand what you're saying. What do you want Nami's triggers to be? The deck doesn't work without its triggers. This is a deck designed for triggers in mind. Why would you play around them? Like, it's just like like what you're saying doesn't make any sense. It's like me saying I play around the fact that you're gonna play a character every turn. What? Of course you're gonna play a character every turn. Of course you're gonna play like 2 characters. What are you saying? This is a fundamental facet of the archetype. What are you saying? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Anyway, this is my original thing. Blue checkmark Blaze post. I learned quick. Like, I was originally upset, but then I learned quick that it was a bit of a troll post. So shout out to FTC for that one. The worst part of Nami is everything you said is true, and because of that, it heavily limits card design. This right here, this is wrong. Tyler, you're wrong. This right here is so fundamentally incorrect. I will clown anyone that says this. You know nothing about card games if you say this. Nothing. You have no experience. You're telling on yourself, and you suck at the game if you say this. Nami does not limit card design in any way, shape, or form. Okay, it does. You know what that means? Bandai just can't leader lock things. Every single good effect in blue is either leader locked or severely put down. Pudding is like the only good universal blue effect. Maybe, you know, like you get something like Gravity Blade as a second. Everything else is leader locked. Everything else is leader locked. If you look at a color like black, all of the black staples are not leader locked. That's poor design. That's poor design. Look at what happened to Black Maria. And then you're telling me Nami limits blue design? What are you talking about? Just leader lock it. Just say you can't play this in a Nami. If your leader is Nami, this doesn't work. Like, let's say you have a character that's like 3 costs, enters the battlefield, like on play. I'm thinking Magic terms. On play, draw 2 cards. This effect doesn't happen if you play Nami. That's it. If your leader is Nami, this doesn't work. Go into the lore of the One Piece TCG. Go into the lore of One Piece. Find an enemy of Nami. Make it match up with the lore and say, if your leader is Nami, this effect doesn't trigger. That's it. Free design space. You're wrong. This is a terrible argument. This sucks. This one gets me pissed off. This one gets me pissed off. It's just people telling on themselves. They don't know what they're doing. Anbu, I disagree. I think it does the game a great service by being able to beat broken decks like Law, for example. You just need to know the matchup. Knowing when to and not to attack is a huge part of playing around her, and because the games tend to drag, people consider it boring. Anbu, highly agree. Skill check, highly agree. Yeah, I don't know what this means, but yo, shout out to Muscle Mommy Nami. Can I get someone in the comments hit me with the Muscle Mommy Nami in the comment. Yo, this one gets a like. Anyone can do well with any meta deck. Correct. If you actually know how to play the game, correct. Shout out to all you Twitter fingers out there. I shall test this theory. Low tier OP. Just play Nami. I'm not going to translate that right now. This man cooking? No, he's not. This is incorrect. No one's cooking here. No one's. You know what? I want to go into the. We're still in this. We're still driving through this. Let me go to the actual responses here. Thank you, Ramton. This one gets a like. I don't think Ramton got the fact that this guy was trolling though. But yeah, shout out to Ramton for that. No, Vampire. No. I hope this is satire too. I hope this Vampire. I need you to respond to me right now. Is this satire? Is this satire? If it's not satire, hop on a video with me and explain your thoughts. Hop on a video. I'm more impressed when Nami tops a major event than Lucci or NL. Yes. Many bad players crying about Nami. So funny to see. Just learn the matchup and stop complaining. Facts. That deserves a like. Nami's pretty cool. I think it's the one that it's one neat thing Bandai's actually done with the game. Oh my lord. This is yo, shout out to Aiden. Shout out to Aiden for cooking. Yo. Also, win condition should be playable in a game rather than just drop for. Yo, go. If you're in this video right now, go like this. Go like this comment. This is a goated comment. This deserves a retweet. This is a retweet. You're gonna retweet on this. That's a goated comment right there. Speak the truth. I can't even tell with Kek. I don't have a problem with Kek. I haven't like, I know like he's had his own things before. I wasn't really involved in that. I can't tell. Like I know he's a bit of a troll as well sometimes. So I'm not sure if he's like kind of getting on the fact that this is a bit of a bait post. Kek, I'll leave you alone. But if you truly believe this, Kek, let's hop on a video and let's talk about it. I don't know about that one. Deck actually takes some. Yes, thank you. Take some skill. Have you actually played the deck? Yo, goated. Yo, this right here. I want another mill leader. God Usopp. No, that's not true. Bring back Sokka and Law. Facts. No, it's not facts. Anyway, like too many people here. Like, yeah, see, just play leaders that like beat Nami. Like shout out to you, Jared. Shout out to I know you're regularly in my comments. Shout out to you. Yo, honestly, like it just feels like so many people in the One Piece TCG genuinely don't know how to play against Nami. They probably suck at the game and they don't know how to play against many other decks, if I'm going to be completely honest. Here's my stance on the situation, okay? Alternate win conditions are very important for any TCG. It's important for the casual audience to be able to have multiple ways to interact, play, and access the game. And alternate win conditions are one of those things. The fact that there is only one alternate win condition in this game right now is a failing on Bandai in the game. The game is actually worse without more alternate win conditions, because you need more ways for people to come in and access them. Because you know what? These alternate win conditions should be bad. They should be balanced down, but they should be possible. They should have a cult following. They should bring in an audience that you would otherwise not have. There are people out there that don't want to play Black White Luffy and just roll the dice. One game you don't draw well, the other game you find all your Morias, you find all your rush aces. There are some people that actually do not want to do that. Okay, they want to play alternate win conditions. They want to play leaders that are like, let's say, for example, you had a leader that if you had 5 of these exact characters out on the field at the same time and you activate your leader ability, you win the game. That would be a pretty bad card, because you know what? At the end of the day, the removal is so good in this game. You just remove those cards and then you're fine. But then it's so bad that you would get a cult following of people trying to hyper optimize the list and play to it. That's what's fun about the game. And then this creates these scenarios where maybe these top decks, they need to be prepared for this, making their matchups even worse against other things. It creates an even playing field, because a lot of these top players won't accept auto losses to certain meta decks. And that's what's going on with Nami. Blue decks naturally are able to tech against Nami, because a lot of the anti-Nami tech exists in blue. I won't talk about all of them, because I believe there's 2 anti-Nami techs that a lot of blue players aren't on, and I'm not giving it to you. All right, you can look that one up yourself. The traditional ones right now that honestly serve good purpose is like Pudding, maybe a little bit of Gion if you're like kind of searching for it and everything, because Gion's a 2k counter, so a lot of times people will just kind of play it as an option, and it's just a great 2-of, especially against Nami. So Pudding, Gion, perfectly fine. You have Gravity Blades naturally to bottom deck Archaeas or bottom deck blockers or whatever it might be. These alternate win conditions should exist. They should be nerfed. They should be bad, but they should have playability. They should be at least tier 2. At least. Nami being tier 1 can be seen as problematic, and a lot of times these alternate win conditions in games like this that don't have the history or the design behind them shouldn't be tier 1, because alternate win conditions exist at tier levels in games like Magic the Gathering because there are actually good options against them. Especially in a game that's sideboards, there are a lot of options that you have against these strategies in game 2, in game 3, heck, even in game 1. There's ways to play around them. Unfortunately, the One Piece TCG is very limited in its design. It's actually not very diverse when you think about other TCGs that exist on the market, especially compared to the top 3, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic. But the simplicity is what lends to the fun of its design, and it brings a lot of people in, so that's fine. But alternate win conditions should exist. The one where maybe you have a bunch of characters out, you win. Maybe there's one where you have to play like a certain event like a couple of times and then like you're fine, or like a certain event needs to happen and then like something happens and then you win. Like there's certain ways that it doesn't need to just be mill, right? It doesn't need to just be mill in order to do this, right? And so that could be your ultimate way to win the game. And that could be an ultimate way for you to get to the end of the game. And I think Nami has that kind of that open accessibility. It's very budget friendly. It's very new player friendly. In terms of the price of the deck, it doesn't teach you many skills outside, though. I will kind of warn a lot of Nami players, like, it doesn't really teach you the game, and that's why I purposely spent a lot of time kind of trying to learn Dofi at a basic level, learn Ivankov at a basic level, to just like learn other aspects of the game, learn other types of value, countering out and all that stuff. And that's really important for Nami players, because then you can force your opponent into bad situations and kind of understanding their situation if you're able to do that. But again, alternate win conditions are very important. If you genuinely think Nami isn't good for the game, I'm calling out all you creators that don't think so. Have a discussion. Get off your Twitter fingers. Get serious, right? Like prove to me that you don't know. Otherwise, I'm going to keep calling you out, right? Because at the end of the day, and again, I'm going to say it in this video right now, so all of y'all can quote. I'm going to say it in this video right now. I'm no pro player. I don't have any serials. I don't have any of this, but I play a crap ton of Nami. That's it. I probably play more games of the One Piece TCG than you on average. Straight up. I play so many sim games. I don't play a lot of ranked. I have no way to prove that. I'm just telling you I do. And because of that, because of my experience in the game, I know what I'm talking about. I can lose a lot. I can win a lot. I may not be winning as much as you, but that doesn't mean anything because you're coming at me with a garbage opinion like Nami sucks and you're an NL main. I don't know what you're talking about right now. Like I don't know. People are so... They're so inexperienced. They're so close-minded. They're like, yo, I got 10 serials. I'm goated. No, you're not. No, you're not. You win a bunch of tournaments. Good for you. What does that mean? What does that mean when your takes are crap? What does that even mean? Anyway, calling all y'all out. All right, get off Twitter. Stop complaining about something that's actually fundamentally important to the game. Get on video. Let's talk about it. Because yo, this is useless conversation, right? Shout out to FTC. This is a hilarious post. The fact that this was a Pokemon copy pasta, you got me too. You got me mad as well. But it's kind of childish. Like, grow up. Y'all don't know what you're talking about when it comes to all leaders. Like, Nami's important to the game. Get good.